Now let's label the path. So let's go back to Illustrator and do that. So here I already did actually on that guest return layer. I made some text here, so that should pick up the same size and style of the text that I was using before. And so maybe what I can do is I can go ahead and make that red as well, just to be consistent. All right, and I will copy this Illustrator text object. Control C, or Command C, go back to After Effects. Here, I go Layer, New, Text, and then just paste. All right, and there's the text, and I can select that. Oops. Go back to the arrow, selection arrow, select that text, and I can move it kind of where I want. So maybe something like that. And I guess I've got to change the color here. We'll change that to that red. And, or maybe we have that the green to match the path. So how about that? We'll do the green to match the path. All right. So we can keyframe that too. So we'll have that, introduce that, say, before, about half second before the path actually shows up. So guest return, you see that made a new layer called guest return when I as soon as I pasted in that text. So we're here, fades out, guest return, and it shows the path. Okay, so then what we'll need to do is we might as well go ahead and extend all of this out to the end. And so we can do that with all the other paths too. But before we do that, there's one thing I want to do. Let's do this. We need, the black background is not really all that amenable. So what we'll do is here we'll go to Layer, New, Shape Layer. And it puts the shape layer, I think, at the top. Oh, it inserted it here. Let's bring it all the way to the bottom. And on the shape layer, we'll draw a rectangle. Or we can do this. We can say, open up the shape layer, and here say, add a rectangle. And we can further open that up and say add fill. Open that up and change the fill color here to say white. Okay. Let's go back to the arrow and we'll resize this rectangle to be fill our whole frame. Let's say fit. Okay. And so that is the white. We've just given it a white background now. And so now we can go on and do the other paths. What we'll do is, now that we've got one circulation path, we can put in all the others the same way. And so we're nearly done here, and I'm just going to adjust, let's select all of these path layers and open them up and make sure that those adjustment layer strokes, we have the easy ease. So we can go here and composition settings, and here instead of 30 seconds we'll say 28. Okay, and there we are, 28 second 28-second sequence. All right, so that's basically it. Let's export this by doing this. So we save, and we'll go to File, Export, Add to Render Queue. And the render queue opens up here. And this is all probably about right. So if you wanted to check and hit best settings and see 1920 by 2, this is all quite right. Lossless is fine. Let's just make sure we put it in the right place. And go ahead and save this. And then what we have to do is hit render and let it go. All right, it's done rendering. Let's check. So I hope you guys enjoyed that and find this useful. There's a lot of technique and a lot of After Effects is not the easiest program, but it is it's really powerful, and it is kind of fun to get in there and tweak things and mess around. So enjoy. You've got a couple weeks to work on this. We're gonna have a progress pinup. You have to progress pin up a progress draft of the animation Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving. All right. Have fun. Thanks, guys. See ya.